Jason, you sound like you're on location somewhere.
Oh, checking live in from Miami right now. So
Checking live in.
yeah. It's been a day. It's been a day. My homeboy, he already got drunk. Um, yeah, it's been eventful. Found
Okay.
drugs. Lit- So yeah, it's been a great vacation so far.
Sounds like Miami.
It is
Well, glad that you could take some time out of your trip, record, get this going. Episode 7.
episode 7.
All right. Y'all ready? Let me go
Yep.
do my
Ready?
make sure everybody's good. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Was It Good Though podcast, where we discuss, debate, and disagree on movies and TV shows, old and new. I am one of your hosts. My name is Jazz. I am joined with Chris. How you doing, Chris?
Feeling good. How you doing?
That's good. I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you. Also here with Jason on location in Miami. Jason, how you doing?
I'm well. I'm well. How y'all doing?
We doing good. Excited to discuss episode 7. And I'm excited for this review for this episode. We will be reviewing everything, everywhere, all at once. So if you have not seen this movie and it's definitely something that you want to check out, this is your spoiler alert. But before you turn the pod off, I always got to say this for any new time listeners. Please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, and leave us a few comments because we like those as well. And be sure to follow us on our socials. All right, that is the spoiler alert, episode 7. Where we at, y'all? I'm excited for this, so
I can see.
don't want to get too crazy.
Nah.
Oh, and I just want to say, if you've seen this movie, it's a bit inappropriate, so this is your warning for that as well. Not gonna be no filter on this episode.
Hmm.
I gotta throw that in there.
Preparing to go crazy. Like she probably
Yeah.
gonna be as crazy as the movie was. We're gonna see.
You gonna see. You got notes for this one, Jazz, or what?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
I'm
gonna be crazy.
freestyling.
Yeah.
I'm freestyling today. Ain't no notes.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
No notes.
You know how it
I
is.
started, but
Are y'all both freestyling?
I rewatched it earlier, but yeah, I'm off the top.
I'm the
I
only
have, I
person
have
with no.
You know, I don't really ever take notes, so
I have talking points.
okay,
All
that's
right.
interesting. So Jazz said we hear everything everywhere all at once. This is an interesting episode because this is our first standalone movie. We usually do sequels or like TV shows, so we hopping into it. In my opinion, this movie was, as Jess said, inappropriate. I didn't know what to expect. I saw the trailer like once. I don't remember the trailer, so anything after that, I'm going in blind. Um, Multiverse type film, Jazz. Would you say that's accurate? Evelyn, opening up. She's stressed. She's running the laundromat, taking care of her family. Her daughter hates her apparently off the top. And we get an interesting little. To me, it's a plot twist. I don't know about you, but I didn't know what was going on. But we saw on the cameras, her husband starts doing flips in the laundromat and everything else. Jazz, what were your first thoughts when you saw this? Because, like I said, I'm going in blind, so I didn't know what was happening. It's just like the whole world flipped upside down. She's stressed one minute, and then he's doing flips and everything else. What's up with that?
I went into this movie the same way. I did not know what this was about. I remember
Yeah,
Jason shared the trailer with us and he was like, this movie looks dope.
yeah.
And I was like, it's probably going to be mid. I said that in my head. I didn't say it out loud because then if I would have said it out loud, y'all would have reminded me
I'm,
of what I said. It.
I need.
So,
I wish you would have though. That would have been. That would have been definitely a great.
yeah, that's why I'm glad I didn't do it. That's
You
why
would
I'm
have
glad
got
I
her
kept
now?
it to myself. Yeah,
Yeah.
he would have. But my first thought when I saw it, because I went into this movie intoxicated. I'll go ahead and say that. And I'm glad I did because everything was amplified. But when I saw that scene, I was just like, what is happening on these cameras? I'm like, what is he doing? And I was just like, okay, I feel like this is something I need to remember. But I was just like, will I though? And I'm trying to decide because I don't know where this movie is taking me. And so in the beginning, it's a lot of things that we see that will be referenced back with the little googly eyes everywhere and how she hates them on all the laundromat items. And just her relationship, as you mentioned, with her daughter and an event happening that night. But I was like, okay, Jazz, you you're gonna need to remember this scene because they sit on it for a while, but where it was going, I had no idea because when we saw him again, he was just talking to another customer doing dancing from a TV that show that they were watching. So I was confused, but entertained, curious to see what was going to happen next. Jason, what about you?
Um, I mean, I feel like probably knew more the most going into the movie, so I knew what it was about, what it was, going into, but I didn't know, you didn't really know the plot. So I knew it was multiverse, going into it. So it was just like, okay, so it's like two scenes. Like when it first comes on, it shows a mirror, like image of them, a happy family, and then we go into the family that we actually following. They're not happy at all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I guess it's not really stepping on Chris right now, but it was the guy. He was trying to speak to his wife, and he had his divorce papers. Like that's the first thing we see. Like he really adamant about talking about it. Um, and they just do a great job at showing each character what they're going through and what they're doing, because it goes from Evelyn, then it goes into the husband, and like you said, it goes to Joy, and Becky, in the laundromat. With her, it's kind of like another symbolism. She's looking at the washing machine, that's a
Mm-hmm.
circle as it's spinning around. Coming back into some more stuff that plays, that plays out throughout the entire movie, with circles and whatnot. But yeah, I was amped from the beginning. Like just come, I thought it was a horror movie slick when it come on. It kind of sounds like that music and whatnot, but it's everything all at once. I mean, the title,
You couldn't wait to get that off, could you?
I couldn't, man.
Nah, I see you excited. Yeah,
He's
man.
probably thinking, how long in the episode am I going to be able to hold this in?
Nah, he jumped right to it. I don't even think we 10 minutes in. He was like, nah, we get straight to it. We still at act one. But yeah, like you said, it looked like Evelyn, she was overwhelmed with everything going on. Then we end up getting audited. So she goes to the IRS building. And we got a character who I had no idea she was going to be in this movie. I was pleasantly surprised. We see Jamie Lee Curtis. And I know, Jazz was probably very excited to see that, she's a horror movie vet. Jason, how'd you feel about like saying that? What was going on? Because, like we said, Evelyn's really overwhelmed with everything. She's zoning out, during the meeting, talking to the IRS lady. And talk a little bit about that. What's going on with the husband again? We see a little switch up.
As they go to the IRS building, then it jumps back into another, a multiverse thing. The husband dips his head. He comes back. He was like, he just throws up an umbrella, to block her off, and puts some headphones on. And it's like, hey, just listen to what I say, and do what I tell you. But even after I finish, don't bring this conversation back to me, because I'm not gonna know what you're talking about. And she just
Mhm.
like, she's already seemed like she's super disconnected from him.
Yeah.
So like everything he say, she just kind of blow off anyway, like blowing smoke, and then, she goes into her trip, and he kind of shows her life as it was, the life path that she chose more so.
Hmm.
It shows her that life path, and she, trying to decide if she's gonna go. He told her, once you get off the elevator, you can go to your meeting, but you can make a right, and you can meet
Hmm.
me again. But just follow the notes, on the paper.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, like, we run into, like I said, Jamie Lee Curtis, the legendary Jamie Lee Curtis. So that was, like I said, I've seen her in, I followed Jamie Lee a lot in different movies. So like her in True Lies was kind of like her being like a serious, but it was a goofy type of thing. And she had like Freaky Friday where she was up, but this role was like completely different from
Yeah.
the other one. So it was just like, man, this is wild. And like, she's sitting there, and it's kind of like me and her, like they was in a relationship. Did that kind of play off on y'all? Like it felt like her and Evelyn were kind of like in like a relationship, how they were talking, like she just in a different space the entire time she talking, like, bro, why are you not listening to me? Like this is,
Oh, you mean you mean like that? Okay.
oh, I mean, like a intimate relationship. It kind of felt like an intimate relationship to me.
I don't know if he's trying to throw shade or is he
Yeah,
really
I don't see
thinking
where that's
Oh, no,
coming
they
no,
from.
were
no, no, no. I know, no. I know they were not, but I'm just saying, like, but it kind of plays into what how the
right?
actual story goes. But it was just like when I don't know. I've seen the movie a lot more times than I'm going to tell y'all. But like, it was like it's just when you kind of look at how they're talking to each other, how they're dealing with one another. It was just like
They
it.
had chemistry.
I mean, the way
That's
the way the chemistry kind of plays out, so it kind of makes sense later on down the line how or why that was actually a thing.
Yeah, I was thinking that when you said a relationship, but I wasn't
No, it's
Okay,
just
yeah,
it's
okay.
just no, it's just how I mean, like you can, like when he when he was in the elevator, he told her, you don't know like the smallest of things how it affects other timelines and other places. So I
Hmm.
think all of these things play a part.
Yeah. And when her husband was giving her the choice to go, back to the meeting or back, they gave me Matrix vibes a little bit there. So that was a nice little first thing I thought of. Um, Jed, did you get relationship vibes at all from that, or like?
No,
Okay, I was
I
just
don't
making sure
know
I wasn't
what
the only
Jason
one.
talking about. I'm like, I was so confused,
Yeah,
and I thought he was gonna elaborate more. And every time he did,
it
I
just
still didn't know
took
what
you
Nah,
he
back.
was talking about.
I mean, it was more so like, have you ever been into a relationship with somebody and they just you can't get through to them? Like you can't just having that conversation with them. It's just like, bro, like what's going on? Like
Yes,
I'm
we
talking
Yeah,
like
you've
yeah.
like it.
asked this question before.
I feel like this is like a weekly thing now.
I
Jason
feel
trying
it.
Oh,
to.
I'm
but
so
it's not, I'm just saying. But that's what it was. That's what it was. Like she just, I'm over here. I'm not, this not where my mind is right now. But we know. I mean, her husband was kind of, had her at that point. So yeah,
well, he
just
wasn't really her husband. He was a different version of her husband in a different universe or from a different universe. And I
Okay.
guess he did have her mind since mentally she was talking to him in a closet.
Wayman variant. Yeah.
that sounds kind of
Yes.
that's just a wild statement. Like all together.
She did say it's an inappropriate movie, so
It wasn't
get used
even
to it.
like
It wasn't
I
inappropriate though. This like the least inappropriate part of the movie.
Yeah, we easing into it. Don't worry, we get there.
yeah.
You gotta ease into it. You got butt plugs on the table.
Yeah,
Look,
if only we
but
knew. Yeah,
at the
yeah.
time you didn't know they was butt plugs, but later
You didn't
you
know?
find out.
You didn't know that?
When they first started,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that was the
it's
wasn't
first
even
thing
like
I
I
noticed.
like I wasn't even I was just like, huh. But
nah.
again, I was intoxicated when I watched this movie.
Oh,
So
maybe that's
I
it.
was probably too busy laughing at different scenes. But
You
Yeah,
laughed at that. Like
yeah. As soon as I seen it, I was like,
she's like, you don't get these without knowing, picking up some shit. Like, bro, you a butt plug shit. Like that's a wild reference.
yeah,
Like,
why am I just catching that right now as you just said it? Because every time like
yeah. That's where they
like
came. Well, anyway, go ahead, Jez. You can.
I
Oh
really
boy,
didn't catch it before just now. Oh wow. And I've seen this movie a few times.
yeah. That was the first thing I noticed. I was like, oh, okay. I see what we got for now.
Man, I'm slipping. But no,
Nah,
I thought this scene was dope because when she was talking to the variant of Raymond, her actual life, everything was still happening in real time to where she was talking to him and then Jamie Lee Curtis's character is like, hello, are you listening? And she's just going like back and forth. I thought that was dope. And then her saying, look, I don't have time to talk to you unless you can help me with my taxes. And I was just like,
dang.
this interaction it was just so hilarious. Like you want to be serious, but then the script, everything is just comical.
Yeah,
So
it completely throws you off. You have serious moments and then something like outrageous happens. Like
yeah.
what's going on? Yeah, I feel you. Um, I mean, go ahead. You into it now, Jazz. Go ahead. Keep us up. What happens
But
next?
um he pretty much when they're in the closet, he's trying to tell her like what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start to hear a knock at the door when they're in that closet in that other universe. And then it's Jamie Lee Curtis's character snaps his neck,
Yeah.
hits her over the head with a pipe. Like, and when her reaction, she completely stands up and everybody is looking at her. When I saw that in theaters, I bust out laughing because I'm like,
Yeah.
you look crazy as fuck. And she's just, oh shit, just like reacting.
Yeah.
But and then I thought the scene with her dad, when Jamie Lee Curtis character was trying to get her attention, her dad was like, in the different language, he was like, answer her. And I was just like, yo, your dad yelling at you, the tax lady yelling at you. You got somebody in another universe trying to get
Yelling
your
at
attention.
Yeah, she's just all over the
I
place.
would have said, fuck all of this. I'm going home.
I mean, that's what ended up happening. Yeah, you got the next snap, and then of course, talk about the threat that was coming. Jason, what you think when you saw that? Like, did it give you? Well, what did he remind you of? Because I've seen this movie, I've seen it twice, but it's completely unique in anything else. Did this give you like any type of vibes? Maybe it's something that you may have seen before. Like, what were your thought process when you saw that?
which scene when
After the next snap.
uh For me, no, I can't recall anything um, that it brought out for me. What it do? It made you think of something.
Nah, it's completely unique for me.
This one, nah, it was not. It didn't make me think of anything. It was just like a. I mean, if anything, it just took me like to like a bank robbery type of thing. Because after they snapped his neck, and it goes back to her speaking to Jamie Lee Curtis as they leave because they're about to leave out of the IRS office, and it shows the office again. I love how they just the camera shots and the tricks they were doing. So it shows the hall and it flicks back to that universe, and it shows when Jobu comes in and she looking for Evelyn because
Mhm.
that's what she's been doing the entire time looking for Evelyn, and she like duck and like the girl that played Joy, which we know is Jobu at this point. We kind of think we see that I didn't care for her as Joy in the beginning because like when she was like she just looked weird and like how she was talking, it was just like, bro, you trying to force a situation that you like it's a I get it like as far as with just being accepted, but like you forcing it. So when she was playing Jobu, like when she went into to the multiverse version of herself, she bodied it from like the top to the bottom. Like when she walks up and her body, like her body reactions and how she was moving her fingers and just doing everything. And it was just that was kind of wild. I guess that kind of made me feel like a Matrix situation too. Like when she walks down to her,
Mhm.
and then she kind of show her life and before she kills her. That was like crazy. And she was like, man, this ain't the right one, and then she can jump through multiverses just like it's
Yeah,
nothing.
that was
Yeah,
About
dope.
which one
that
I'm
was
like,
fire.
bruh. That was yeah. That entire scene was fire though.
Yeah.
But yeah, the visuals and everything between that scene was actually pretty dope because you see the colors of her nails changing. And
Hmm.
then when she
Yeah,
was listening to the news story in another universe and with her clicking through, I love that scene because you see the scenery change and then you see the outfits change. And
Hmm.
then her getting to Joy in the universe that we're in, she just, oh, okay, this is the right universe. And she just leaves. I was just like, she just hijacks this body. And I was like,
and she just blow past Becky, don't acknowledge
just
her or
left her
nothing.
girl
Like
just in there, like, you gonna pay for the
What's
drinks?
going
Like
on?
she didn't know what was going on. But yeah, that's I thought that scene was like pretty dope. And then I believe after that, um Evelyn and her husband,
yeah,
they were
Wayman.
leaving.
Yeah,
And then we realized that she sees the divorce papers.
Hmm.
You know how I'd be sick I'd be if I was in the daggone tax office going through all of that. Then I see my husband trying to divorce me. Like
Just one
what's
hit after another, right?
like
man,
what's
she got hella things being thrown at her, and like
Yeah.
it's crazy how everything was played on that piece of paper, and she never knew. Like they labeled
right.
and
Hmm.
everything is completely different, and he like. I'm the one that gave you. You the one that gave me. I'm not gonna do this today. I'm gonna go by myself. He was like, no, it's he those are the divorce paper. I'm like, for real? Like
And
right now.
and then during that whole time, her dad is talking under his breath about her, like saying, "You never finish anything." And then I think during this scene, the relationship between her and her father, you also see,
Yeah.
which could possibly be like foreshadowing the relationship between her and her daughter.
Yeah.
So he was just like, "You never finish anything," and then she all amped up from Raymond from another universe. She sees Jamie Lee Curtis coming at her, and she punched her in the face, like,
Decked her right in the jaw. Man,
yo,
look. Hey, I thought Jamie Lee was acting.
I did too.
But after this, after the last couple of weeks, I don't know. Jamie Lee, that's kind of like Jamie Lee for real. When she came in, Anna, what's her name, Anna de Armas. She said, I thought she had just came off the boat.
uh,
I'm like, hold on now, Jamie gotta relax. I like you a little bit. Don't be acting like
I
that.
did see that. She got a little sketchy past, but I'm like, I'm trying to do like Bird Box it. Don't see it because I'm
don't see
trying to see the
nothing. You
new
just
Halloween movie. So I'm like,
uh,
no,
after
don't do
Halloween, then
nothing
you're gonna go back.
racist.
But yeah, that was like when she decked her. That was like a super dope. But it kind of pushed us to like we're only 30 minutes into it, and like we already getting busy, and like we finna really get
Yeah,
busy because this one Wayman, uh,
yeah,
he kind of we kind of see how these abilities and things get to work, because Wayman in the world that we're used to is just goofy, silly.
Yeah.
He's not a fighter type of thing, and then he kind of he does the jumping, the verse jumping to
Hmm.
an actual martial artist, and he like the skill he had to use that fanny pack was like super. What's his name? Jackie Chan. Like that was like
Oh,
super
I like
Yeah,
Jackie
that. I
Chan.
like
Like,
that's a
that.
good comparison.
but the way he did that though, like that entire scene was amazing.
All right, so I got a question for y'all. If y'all were a police officer and you get a call on like a random Wednesday at the tax office that is some drama happening, so you get there and you see somebody that is shorter than 5'7" with a fanny pack on, and they beat your ass
With the
I'ma
fanny
shoot
pack.
him.
with
I'ma
the
shoot him. I hope I got a gun. I'ma shoot him, bro.
with the fanny pack. And then you see he done beat you a little bit, not all the way. And then you see him take rocks
Out the fishbowl.
from the fishbowl and put it in his fanny pack
Listen,
that he
man.
just finished beating your ass with.
Listen, man.
Like, so
I'm lying on that one. I can't tell nobody what happened.
You gotta shoot him. They gonna know. The
I
people
mean, they
gonna know what
tried.
happened.
They tried. To be fair, they tried. It ain't work. Yeah,
he was beating their ass.
bro. It was bad enough. It was just by himself. This Susie grabbed the rocks out the fanny pack. I was like, oh man. I was like, it's wraps for them.
And they watched him do it. If I'm gonna run towards you, I'm gonna stop you. Yeah.
They probably was still in disbelief. But yeah.
And they just got their ass whooped. But is there anything within this scene that y'all want to discuss?
I'm just gonna be wary of anybody with a fanny pack from now on. I'm looking at you sideways, just like
And it was hard how he put the fanny pack, just slid the fanny pack back on, like it was just
yeah.
like he
was smooth with it.
threw it around his back and just
Yeah.
he just went away. But nah, within this scene now, nothing pretty much in here. Then it kind of goes into where he finally kind of breaks down to Evelyn what's going on and what the actual what the real situation is. He kind of explains what verse jumping is and where he comes from, which he was from the Alphaverse, which was the first universe that figured out how to I guess it's body snatch. I guess more so like you can take the abilities of that person within that universe and use them to your advantage, whatever wherever you may be at. But there's a freaky algorithm that has to be used in order to do it. So in the first scene we've seen Wayman, he has to eat. He has to eat the chapstick in
Yeah.
order for him to be able to jump verse. Then the next time we see him, he has to give himself some paper cuts.
Yeah, 4
Like
paper cuts.
which is kind of
Yeah, that was wild.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was gonna ask though, um, like with y'all, like I mean, so yeah, with y'all verse jump, like considering what the ramifications
I
may be
would.
of
I honestly
verse.
think I would too. For real.
So Jazz, would you would do you would put 4 paper cuts in between your toes?
Yeah.
What ability would you not be willing to do that for?
Yo, what?
So Evelyn, her first failed attempt, she became a hot dog finger person when she did it. So like
No,
what ability would you be willing to slit your toes for? Like would you give yourself paper cuts for what ability? What would you want to do for you to verse jump?
uh, I'm trying to think.
Nah, fuck that. How about this? So all right, so
Here you
Just
go
be
with
prepared.
this.
yeah, so at this point, um, like I said, Wayman has given Evelyn the entire rundown of what's going on, what's happening. Um, and at this point, you have Deidre, which is played by Jamie Lee Curtis. She is chasing them, and she's trying to fight them. She has verse jump, so she hit herself in the head with a stapler, and stapled a piece of paper to her head with that circle,
That
the black
symbol,
and white
yeah.
circle. She
Yeah.
stapled it to her head, and she became a wrestler, a professional wrestler. Um, and Wayman had to figure out what ability he needed to counteract that one, and he chose to become a gymnast.
Hmm.
But he told Evelyn she would be able to become a kung fu fighter if she had to profess her love to Deidre, which is I feel like that kind of plays into the multiverse of what their relationship is, why it keeps on. Like I said, even like
That's a good point.
I see what you're saying now. Yeah,
I see, I'm
I
see,
got you.
But
It's coming,
but
it's
wait,
coming together a
Jason,
little bit. I feel
you
you.
talking about at the beginning. I'm like, no, we didn't see no relationship between
Oh no
them.
no I mean no that's I'm at that point I just said like you can just like
Right.
the bickering is like argument like I mean like like a friendship type of thing, um when it comes to it. So like Chris, if your
What was
if your
that?
what if your verse jump was for you to profess your love to your ex, would you still be verse jumping?
It depends on which one it is. To be honest with you, that's the honest answer. Depending on which one it is. One I might. The other one, nah. I'm
What if
staying
the
put.
what if the verse jump is for the world? Would it matter then?
Wait, the
To
world.
save the world?
If he has to save the world with this verse jump, is he still going to verse jump? Is the depending on the X still an answer, or was it if you have to do it for the world?
You asked the right one.
Yeah. And this is sad because I'm leaning more towards what I feel like Jazz would say. So it-
Yo,
yeah,
Just answer that. You leaving us on that. That's fucked up.
y'all be all right, man. I'm sorry. It's
look,
got to be sincere. So
bring the
if it's not
flood.
sincere, bring the flag. If it ain't sincere, it ain't gonna work. So nah, sorry. It's been real, y'all, but
Um, but in this situation, I want Jazz to touch on it because she was being an asshole on her Snapchat the other day, and I called her out for it.
whoa.
So
Yo,
Evelyn, when she finally professes her love to Deidre, she sees her second life path. Jazz, I'm gonna let you touch on this one.
yes. So she saw her second, one of her life paths where she was it a kung fu fighter?
Yeah, she was
Hmm.
And
a
then
kung fu
and then
fighter.
she became an actress.
Hmm.
So her life, from what she was seeing, was great. It was
Yeah.
perfect. She wasn't at no laundromat. She ain't had no bum ass child. She ain't had no lazy ass husband. She was just doing her thing, all successful. And when she came back to out of that universe, she was just like, "Damn, my life was amazing." And she was like, "Wait, where's my husband? Bring him here. I gotta let him know how amazing my life is without him." And
That's a wild thing to
when
do,
she
boy.
said that in the, oh my goodness, when I was in the movies, the laugh that I gave out, people probably was
She gonna
like,
put some fucking bars. Man, if you don't get the fuck out of here.
"No, that shit, no." This movie had a lot of bars, and when she said that, she was like, "Oh, I need to find him. I need to let him know how amazing my life is without him." I was just like, "Yo,
That's a
this
crazy
lady
thing.
is insane."
Look what she excited to tell her husband. That's insane.
But you know what's funny? The Raymond that was there from a different universe, he spit bars too, because he told her every Evelyn that in different universes that I've come across has died. I've seen her die 1,000 ways in 1,000 different universes. I'm like, imagine somebody telling you, "Oh, by the way, all your other people in different universes,
They
I
out
done
here.
seen 1,000 of them died," and you just sitting there like, "Well, damn."
Gee, thanks.
Like, and he was murdered every time. So that makes you think like, who have I pissed off that they feel like they gotta kill me in like 1,000 universes? That's a
Uh,
certified hater right there.
Y'all know somebody who would probably want to kill y'all in 1,000 universes? Or someone you would want to kill in 1,000 universes?
Nobody I want to kill.
I wouldn't want to kill anybody.
Not nobody I
I'm
want to
pretty
kill.
sure somebody want to kill
Yeah,
me in 1,000
yeah.
different
I feel like
universes.
Jason got a few who might want to get him out of
Yikes.
here.
He said a few. Relax, man.
My bad, my bad.
Probably more than 5.
Hey, relax.
Oh.
You need to calm down.
But
Um,
I don't have
hey,
anybody that I believe would want to. I don't think I got anybody that would want to kill me in multiple universes.
That's a good thing, Jazz. You know.
uh, and after this, after this scene, he kind of he Evelyn is kind of going back and forth in between reality and what her life could have been. He kind of explains like he slaps her, which I loved, but he couldn't. He was saying you can't you can't keep going into that because your realities will bleed into each other and it just cause too much chaos. And this kind of is a thing that begins to play out because with Evelyn, each verse jump that she does, she can't seem to let go of whatever that situation is, and then she begins to see everything, and everything just blends. So she's moving back and forth between different realities.
Hmm.
And he finally tells her um, what why she's being hunted, and it was basically one of the Evelyns in a different multiverse was pushing Jobu. At this point, she didn't know it was her daughter. We know, as the audience.
Hmm.
She pushed Jobu too far, and now she's able to go back and forth between realities, just as a breeze, just because how far she was actually pushed.
Yeah.
And then we get to, like I said, this another crazy scene, because she's in her reality. She runs into Wayman. Into this reality that she kind of tried to shit on him in the reality, like what are you doing here? You should be in America and broke and poor. He like, I guess in some life I should be, but I'm not. And then she gets her kung fu master puts her in handcuffs in this reality, and she wakes up. She's in handcuffs in a regular reality, and then we get to meet Jobu. We finally get the Jobu
Yeah,
reveal. Chris, what this thing? How was this
man.
thing for you?
This was one of the most interesting, I guess you would call it a fight scene. Like she pretty much mopped the floor with all the police officers and everything. But the way
Yeah.
she used her powers was like super like unique, and this is one of the probably my favorite parts of the movie is how well done certain aspects of the movie was. Like you wouldn't expect her to do some of the things she did. Like I think she like inhaled a grenade. She did something, inhaled a grenade and spit it back in his face, or just something crazy. It was so much that was going on. But I do remember a lot of things that she was saying. She dressed up one of the police officers in like dancing, outfit, and he got shot up. So just the way she did everything. My favorite kill was probably when she did the wrestler move on that one
Power
police officer.
driver.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
power
she
driver
she
broke his
power
neck.
drive his head off his head, man. She was wilding in
It
that
wasn't with the
hallway.
dildos. The
I knew
dildos,
that.
I
I
thought
knew Jazz.
That's probably your favorite,
Jazz.
yeah.
it would have been my favorite if they was black dildos.
You be
That's all I'm saying.
Do y'all be having dildo fights at those fun parties y'all be going to?
First,
What,
y'all,
what party is this?
y'all.
I've
Yeah.
when I was in college and whatnot, the women were going to fun party. I'm like, what's a fun party? And I was like, it's a party where there's a girl just selling them toys for them to use.
Oh,
So I
okay.
didn't know
The
if they had like
first
I didn't know if they had like a
ain't
dildo
no that.
fight because
No,
this scene that was like super graphic. 'Cause they got like a dildo with blood on it. Like that was you, Chris. You
I
remember Red
mean,
Lights?
she was beating him with it,
It
but
was two of them. That's the crazy
she was
thing. It
beating
was
him
two
with both of them.
dildos.
So does that mean he don't stop on red?
Do you, Chris?
Do I what? Wait, what did I what?
Do you run red lights?
I try to obey the law, sir. Gotta
You
be a
But
don't let
very gotta be a
you don't lay the towel down.
it's gotta be a very a very pressing
yo,
situation to get to that point, my brother.
Pressing? You can't just you ain't never liked the person before, Chris.
Excuse me?
I see you never
Jazz.
liked the person before.
all right. I got you. I got you. But nah, this scene was dope because like I love the costume changes, like the costume changes and the makeup, like it was amazing in this entire movie. But Joy swag this entire movie. That shit was so weird,
Yeah, like I
but
said.
it fits so well with every scene, and like her
Yeah,
character was a lot of fun.
yeah. Nah,
It
she
was
killed
fun.
it. She killed it. I didn't like I said I didn't like her in the beginning. Like when her and her mom had their little back and forth at first, but like
Yeah.
when she went into the Jobu character, and she started playing that more, it was just like yeah, nah, they got the right person because she definitely amped it up.
Yeah, she was able
Um,
to flip the switch.
to
When she came, she had a pet pig. I was like, okay, that's what I'm talking about.
and then she mom like I said she finally figured out it was her who was trying to kill her. Well,
Yeah.
she thought she was trying to kill her. She explained to her, I'm not trying to kill you. I just need somebody to walk with me, within my path. And then we see the granddaddy. Somebody burst jumped into Gung Gung, and he runs Joy over. And he comes through and saves and put his shoe in Wayman's face to wake him back up because he got electrocuted and
Yeah.
passed out.
When I seen that part, that reminded me of something else, but I'm gonna chill. Him getting run
all the
over.
all the wheelchair memes that we seen today.
No, it actually reminded me of you, Jazz. But
Wait, in the meme where I'm in a wheelchair.
no, somebody getting run over, but it wasn't a wheelchair. It was first thing I thought of was Jazz would probably do something like that.
Is
But
it bad because I'm wearing red and I used to? Let's not go deep because I'm not trying to get arrested.
all the
But,
connection. Now we got pause to record.
Dad, you allow red lights to be ran?
Bro, we not.
Okay, my bad. So the next scene was the family in the office at the IRS office.
Mhm.
Actually it's just Wayman, Evelyn, and the dad. They're in there talking, and then Joy begins knocking on the door,
Mhm.
and the granddad like, you don't let her in. That's
Yeah.
that's Jobu. You can't let her in. And then I think Alpha Wayman, he has to leave, and he left with Wayman, and of course, silly Wayman, he opens the door, and Evelyn
Mhm.
wraps her up to the table, and the granddaddy kind of gives an ultimatum like, you need to kill her, or I'm gonna kill you,
Yeah.
like, and that's just like a fucked up
Yeah, yeah,
situation,
your own daughter, yeah.
uh,
So
yeah, to
it's
be
crazy.
put in, but you kind of realize where her problems, where they kind of lie, coming back to the dad. What happened?
No, that's it. Just Jazz. I just know what Jazz's choice
My
would be. That's
facial expressions.
yeah. It just told
But
the whole story.
but Jason, nah. At this scene, Evelyn, she wrapped up Joy and she's trying to explain to them why she wrapped Joy up in the chair. And they had a really good, wholesome family moment because she's trying to say that she was trying to explain the situation to them and she sounded completely insane.
Yeah.
She's like, y'all are puppets, other people from universes are taking your body. It's like, what did she say? It wasn't Ratatouille. It was
Rakuni.
Rekokuni.
right,
Yeah.
right. So they're having like a funny moment, and it was real wholesome. I was just like, oh, because it's different from the family that we saw at the beginning of the movie.
Right. Right.
And then
Whole
of
different
course
dynamic.
here comes Gong Gong, and is that his name? Is Gong
It
Gong?
is Gong Gong.
That sound the name like somebody that would name they dick. Like that's kind of wild. My bad, but Jason, what were you saying? It do. All right, my bad.
I mean, hey.
That I guess at this thing here, she chooses to free. She chooses to free Joy out of the seat. Then Alpha Wayman figures out, Joy. That's not Jobu. Isn't there? Jobu is in Alphaverse. And then she pretty much she kills the Alphaverse people, Alphaverse Wayman. So it kind of leaves Evelyn at the helm of what she needs to do and what needs to happen within that situation. So that was situation one. Situation two, she's still in the IRS building. She's attacked the IRS lady, so they have the police coming to the building to get her, escort her out of there. And then now, because she chose to free Joy as opposed to kill her, the granddad from the Alphaverse, he has sent an APB out to everybody within the area that's closest to Verse Jump, and come in there and kill her, because they feel like if she's probably a bigger threat than the daughter if she begins to believe in that thought process.
Yeah. She was trying to get her there too. I think after the fight scene in the hallway when she took out the cops, it seemed like she was trying to get her to see it a little bit there. Joy was. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, she was trying. Yeah, she was trying to get her to go into it at that point when she did the little finger thing and she opened up
Mhm.
the eye to see the she made she created a bagel, Throughout the entire first part half of the movie, you seen a circle. They even showed the bagels when they were running, when her and Wayman running through the building, and they said we got to eat something. That was the thing that he ate because he said in
Yeah.
Oh,
his country
Bagels with
that's a
cream
good
cheese. Yeah.
they
callback.
didn't have no,
Yeah.
they didn't have, yeah. So throughout the entire time, they kept saying, she said she made a bagel and she put everything on it, from her hopes, her dreams, her admirations, the things that hurt her, the things she dealt with her mom, just everything within there. And she would just
Random
say,
shit.
Yeah.
nothing matters, um, when it comes to it. So, um, after this scene,
Because this is when they locked themselves in that secret room because she was able to verse jump into one of her universes where she's blind, but she is a singer.
Hmm.
And so they're locked in it seems like a panic room. And so the police tried to throw in some gas into the room that they were in. And Evelyn, she got them lungs. She sucked all that in, and to where none of them got knocked out. And then I believe she did something. I don't know how she was able to fight the people that was around her. I don't. It was this
she
movie was like all over the
she
place.
kind of,
So
yeah, she was so throughout the entire movie they showed you what ability she was going to use. So
right,
as they
Hmm.
pulled into the IRS office, you see her looking at the pizza man with the sign, flipping it, going crazy with the sign like the
Yeah, I
little
remember.
pizza
Yeah.
man. Like
yeah,
at
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
Caesars. I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
Um, and then
that
after
wasn't called for.
what happened? So
What happened? You said it.
Right, like how you forget just that fast?
He ain't forget.
Talking about you know that.
He's just Jason. That's all.
so yeah, like you said, Jazz, she was trying to figure out how to jump verse, and she took some the alcohol and she put it in her eyes, made herself blind,
That's
which
yeah,
that the ability, and like I said, this is the algorithms for it, they don't make sense, so no, not anybody can just do them. So she was able to break the code, so she was able to jump verse, and like I said, she became a singer with the lungs, so she can get into the room. That kept her from getting hurt, and in the middle of that she got knocked off track of that she couldn't hold it because remember her mind is fracturing, so
right.
she hasn't figured out how to seal those holes up to be able to continue within it. And when she lost it, she picked back up on where she was flipping the sign, where she was a pizza maker and she could do the sign. So she
Hmm.
grabbed the actual sword, knocked everybody out because she wasn't gonna kill nobody. And that's how she got the family out of that room, at least for the time being.
Jazz shook her head like, "Nah, I would have had to kill somebody."
Look, if I got all these abilities, oh, I'm catching bodies, bodies, bodies. Like,
Bye.
oh,
Shout out to
yeah,
Snowfall.
yeah, I'm getting some of them out of there. But one thing, just want to reference back when Raymond told her you have to be careful because your mind is like a vase. Every time you jump, it's a crack. And
Hmm.
so during the times of where we're seeing her do the jump, we see that she's affecting herself in other universes to
Hmm.
where they kind of merge a little bit, but not too much.
Hmm.
So I thought that was a pretty good callback, just something to remember as watching the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like because after this scene, I believe this is when um, she and her daughter, will walk off. She went to their white, whatever their white world was, where the actual bagel was,
Hmm.
and she was just saying, I need you to come with me. But then at the same exact time, we run into where they're the party that they've been planning the entire time for the granddad for his actual birthday. They're going to the house and they're planning the actual birthday, but then her and Joy, they're still into it, but in the house and kind of Joy. This was when Jobu was jumping back and forth, and she kind of plays with her, and she was like, Becky, could you go and do X, Y, and Z? Me and my mom, we have to go up here and we have to talk about some things, and she kind of began to show her how strong she is with her powers, and she just started
Hmm.
jumping back and forth through different realities and taking her mom,
Yeah.
um, throughout it. And she's just like, she plays it so well. Cause then she told her mom, hit me, and just see what happens. And her
Hmm.
mom punches her in the face, and I don't know if she really hurt her hand or she thought she hurt her hand. Joy, fake crying, and she like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm playing. And then the dad Wayman walks in, and he's like, what you guys doing? He like, we're working on the song. She then Joy, la 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 la.
Yeah, that's crazy with Joy. That's the second time she faked like she was hurt. Like hurt. Remember the hallway fight? She got shot, but then she was
I'm
like, "Nah, this
surprised.
is organic ketchup." So she's
I'm,
good
su-
at that.
I'm surprised Jazz didn't bring it up. They ain't remind you of the pig's blood?
No,
From Carrie.
No. Ain't that what it was?
Oh,
Carrie
from
was pig's
Scream.
blood.
Oh,
But
from
yeah, what
Scream.
did Billy have?
Billy
Uh,
was they was I believe
Was it corn syrup?
no, corn syrup was
Corn
Scream.
syrup.
Pig's blood was Carrie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of remind me of when she like he just started eating it. I'm like,
I just thought of organic ketchup, and I'm just like, organic ketchup. That
It
just
was like
sounds
such a waste, right?
disgusting. Right. But Jason, I want to say the universe that you were mentioning just now is different from the one where we started, because you remember Evelyn had like she passed out while she was still at the IRS building. And it left Raymond there trying to find help, and then Joy just walks away. Because I guess at that time we believed that Evelyn in that universe is dead. And now we're in another universe with Evelyn where she's at home planning a party, and then Joy is in that universe fucking with her. Like, and it's funny because you also have Evelyn in another universe that's remembering everything, that remembers that her daughter is evil. So,
Yeah, exactly.
but I thought that
yeah,
was
I
pretty
forgot.
cool.
You know, you're right because that was the everything part. It
Hmm.
ends. She's in the movie theater, and she
Hmm.
tells Wayman about her child, and he was like,
Right,
"You have a child? Like,
right.
what do you?" He chases after because I mean it was just like a dope thing. Like he was always in love with her, but she chose a different life. She
Yeah.
chose not to be with him, and he kind of follows her as she begins to run out um, of the picture. It was like it was good, but it was sad. Like it was, just like a sad ending. And she, like you said, at this point, all her lives are bleeding within each one. And she in this universe, she kind of talks to Wayman, and he was like, we could have had a life of just doing having a laundromat and living in a small place, and he kind of agrees like that probably wouldn't have been a better life for me, but that wasn't what was chose. This is what I have. And
She
he was like,
chose.
but don't play with my emotions. Don't bring those feelings back because I still feel that way
Hmm.
about you. And then it goes into Evelyn at the party. She's getting drunk, um, and she's kind of going crazy. And then here,
Do y'all have somebody in y'all life that has always been in your life? It's like a what if person, to where if they was to come pop back up and talk about what if we would have done this and that, and those old feelings pop back up. Y'all got anybody like that?
I'd rather not. I'd rather not, but I'm sure there's somebody. Um, we can have a conversation. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I don't really like what ifs unless I'm like playing and joking, but I'm not really into that what if game.
Yeah, I'm with Jason there. There's, possibility, but we leave it alone. Only what if I'm worried about is Marvel, so we just leave it at that.
All right. Okay.
um, as they're as they're in this actual laundromat, we have the party playing out, and at this point, um, Evelyn is crashing out. She kind of losing it. Uh, she Deidre calls her because she was supposed to come back to the IRS to do her work, and she said, "Man, shut up!" Like, and it bleeds into the relationship,
Yeah.
the relationship world, where it's the
Mhm.
world where they have hot dogs for fingers, and they play music with their toes, so they have to adjust within the actual situation. Which
That was
would that be
so
crazy?
weird.
Would that be crazy?
That would be
That would be
terrible.
insane. Driving with your toes, like everything. Some of us may be better with our toes than others. So leave it to the experts. I keep my
Jazz expert, what do you think?
Would I drive with my toes? I mean, the seat and stuff would definitely need to be adjusted. But if given the proper coordination, oh, absolutely, because then I could just wave my hands out the window. And do we have sausage fingers as well?
I would assume
Man,
so.
And they
look,
come ketchup.
I I know ketchup and mustard. I'll be putting my sausage fingers in my dude mouth all day. Like, yeah, yeah. Like all of that. That shit's crazy.
I would be pissed off if somebody came mustard in my mouth. I would be so mad.
As opposed to never mind.
Ketchup.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like,
I was just making sure we good because
Oh, Chris, stop fucking playing with me, man.
I'm just checking the temperature, man. Listen, man.
Wait, not you fussing at him with your teeth closed. Like,
Oh man.
That entire scene was wild. I was just like, who wrote this? Because sausage hands. Can you imagine getting smacked with sausage fingers? Man, look, I'm not even gonna lie. Like getting smacked on the ass with sausage fingers, that do sound kinky. But after a long day, I might be like, babe.
You sure you don't want that dildo fight? You sure you don't want that to happen?
Would y'all be mad at y'all girl if she smacked you in the face with her dildo?
Yes.
Yes. Please don't. Don't do that.
I'm be real with you. My confidence ain't there to be in the room with a dildo neither way. So we not gonna play with that toy.
Even if it's like fresh out the waterfalls and all of that, you just don't want to get smacked in the face.
I don't want to get smacked in the face with a dick.
With a dildo?
No.
I'm just trying to check the temperature.
That's like, cause women get mad and they bring them type of arguments back up. Bitch ass nigga, I hit you in the face with a dildo.
There's always ammo, right? Nah.
If she does that, the only reason why she wanted to smack you with a dildo is just to say that she did that. But like, I mean, what if she woke you up with like tapping you on the face with the dildo?
You mean like Ray in Scary Movie? Like tap me in my ear with the dick?
Yeah, like, that's it. Yeah, with something like that. If she hey, get up.
No. It's even worse if you wake me up like that because I'm gonna be cranky and no.
But you just put come on.
That's aggressive. Jason, that's wild aggressive if she do that. Like,
nah, that's a dub. We good.
I guess. Okay.
What if you find out you didn't gag that way?
Yo. I don't want to find that out.
Let's get back on track. Yeah. All right, let's get back on track.
We did say it would
freaky
be
nigga.
So no.
But would you want her waking you up with her sausage fingers?
I don't want her waking me up for nothing. Leave me alone.
No, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, if I had hot dog fingers, I'd be smacking my dude ass all the time.
Don't do that either.
You just an ass slapper anyway, so there's nothing new for you.
You right, but that ass gonna get smacked times 3
What's up with women? What's up with women?
I don't know.
Ass?
They know we don't like it, so they gotta just go into
it. They just go with it. Like
every time
cool.
I smack a dude ass, I just be smiling like, "What you gonna do? I'm about to smack that ass again."
Does it make you feel empowered? Is that what it is?
It makes. Oh God, it's to me,
turns
it's the
you
same
on?
way. It could. I think probably smacking a dude ass probably turned me more on than getting my toes up. But I love getting my toes up.
Okay, good little tidbit of information.
Yeah. Let's turn this to this getting a little off board.
Just start reminiscing a little bit, like
Hey, look, she. Remember that one time? Freak ass, man.
Nah, we can't have flashbacks to the podcast.
Don't be trying to use this. Don't be trying to use this clip for the IG. Like, fellas,
too late.
This what Jazz into. The sausage fingers can be bought on Amazon here.
Yeah, that IG clip gonna be the best signal for you. We got right here.
DM's about to be crazy.
Hey man.
Like I said, we at this point, like I said, I guess this is the everywhere scene because it's, Evelyn is losing it in every different way. So we get the Rakuni scene within the same part where she kept talking about this with the family, but they didn't know what it was. And at this point, I don't know if it's like I said, if Evelyn life has been bleeding over like the entire time, she just didn't know it because she was talking about stuff that other people never ever knew, like within it. And like when she was doing IRS, it was like you made up a lot of different jobs. You don't do these jobs, but she was doing these jobs in other places. Other places, so it's kind of like a crazy thing. So we get the Rakakuni scene where it's kind of like Ratatouille, but it's a raccoon that's controlling a man, teaching him how to cook. And because Evelyn is losing it, she She reveals this in the middle of dinner, and
Bro.
gets the raccoon locked up with animal control. In the same time, she's busting the windows out of the her laundromat with the family because she's losing it.
Yeah.
Um, she at this point is considering taking her daughter up, on the offer to
Mhm.
go into the matter of nothingness, um, within that
That world.
within that bagel, within
Yeah.
that bagel.
I
What would
think
y'all
it's. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
Oh, what would y'all do? Y'all out for dinner with the family or whatever Friday night, and some random lady just come up and take the chef's hat off. Are you see that? Like, are you staying or like what is your like what do you even do?
Raccoons scare me, bro. So now I'm out that bitch anyway. Like,
Man,
No,
listen, man, it
this
depends on how
is.
much the meal is. I might have to just
no, they got to give me my money back. What the
I
fuck?
need my money back, and I'm filing a lawsuit because
yeah.
I can't say I want a gift card because y'all have raccoons in here. When I first saw that raccoon, I said it's hair in all of y'all motherfuckers' food. And I'm like, that's so disgusting. Like that thing be back there in the kitchen. Yeah,
Jesus.
we get this place shut down. Like, nah, fuck that. Especially if
Man,
you're on a first date.
I mean
Man,
that's,
look,
that's a great story to tell, but
I'll be the one to fall out of my seat like the raccoon bit me and be trying to pinch my arm. Oh, I'm getting a lawsuit about to be crazy.
Yeah, I'd definitely be out there having a seizure. I done fell over and started shaking like a motherfucker. Boy, what's wrong with him? He got bit. Yeah, I done got bit by that motherfucker. Yeah, I
Rabies
had to
off the
pay
rip.
me.
Nah, I feel
Look,
you.
I'm thinking about paying off the crib, student loans. Oh, this raccoon was a blessing.
You got vacation lined up. There you go.
This is my retirement plan right here.
It's crazy.
But no, that's a good point. Saying that all of her things that she mentioned, you see similarity, excuse me, in her other universes. So damn, I when you were talking, I lost my thought. I was about to have a question. Now I forgot my question. Go ahead. It was against
Um,
too. If it comes back to me, I'll bring it back up.
got you.
Got you.
So at this point, like I said, everything is bleeding. She's passed out, but she wakes back up. When they were in the IRS building, she wakes back up, and she's talking to Wayman, and Wayman is just like, he's like, he felt like everything that was going on was his fault. Um, which I'm not sure how he thought that, but I think he was just willing to do whatever it took, to figure out or fix things when it comes with Evelyn.
Yeah.
And she grabs him, and then she does a little multiverse thing, and she kind of sees the different Waymans in different universes and different things, and she stabs him. Um, she stabs him, and he's like, man, what's going on? What's the point? Um,
She remember those divorce papers, like fuck
yeah,
you.
some crazy. And Evelyn, not Evelyn, but Joy walks up, and they go to the rock country, where they finally can get away from everything and just be in an area of nothing, which it was
Yeah.
a universe where basically where life couldn't form.
Yeah.
So it's just that they were just finally rocks where they can be in a peaceful place. I know you like this. I think you like this scene, Chris, because you kind of was tweeting bars from it. What did you think about this?
That's funny you said that because it wasn't even from the movie. But nah, I think it was well done. I'm trying to figure out if I could do that myself because that seemed real peaceful. I'm trying to see if we can do that one day. I would love to be a rock for a while just to get away from everything.
Okay, Geo dude.
Yo, if Chris would be any Pokemon, it would be Geodude.
All right, settle down, settle down.
That was a good one, Jason. But nah, I thought this scene was hilarious because when it first came up, I'm sitting there, of course, intoxicated. I'm like, damn, they got me reading, but the conversation was hilarious. Just them going back and forth, and then you see that reference of the googly eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, yo,
This movie.
the whole this scene was hilarious because it's just like the conversation they were having was just like indirectly paraphrasing, humans are trash. I say that to y'all all the time,
Yeah.
and just everything.
Pretty accurate.
It is. But I thought this, I was just like, yo, this movie is crazy because it's just all over the place. But I definitely like the rock scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, that scene was dope. That scene was dope, and then we jump back. Um, we jump back into the actual the auditor, like the auditor, not the yeah, what they in the IRS office. Um, Wayman didn't die. He was just bleeding. And then she sees Joy. She's on top of the platform with she's brought the muffin into the real world, and now it's sucking people inside of it.
The
And
bagel.
The
Wayman,
bagel,
the
yeah.
bagel. I said the muffin. Yes, you're right.
You're
The
getting your
bagel.
pastries mixed up, my
I'm
brother.
I
like,
know.
I'm
I want a
hungry
bagel. I want a
too.
bagel, a muffin, a
I was like,
donut,
I
some
was like,
kind
a
of nice.
muffin sound good as hell right now. I was like,
Just
I
start
was
plotting what you
like,
go out to eat.
So the
I
uh,
want
so
a
the
muffin
so the
now.
so the bagel is on at the top of it, and it's sucking the people inside of it, and then this is finally where she has to confront her daughter. She in the like I said, I don't know which one is the real world at this point because there's so many different pieces. So Joyce in the party, Joy at the party is talking with her mom, and she kind of tells her like I love you, but like all the things I say, even though I say them at the wrong time, I mean them. Like you are getting fat, you eating too much. uh, when it comes to it, like I understand this is your girlfriend. Like that's who you want to be with. And I don't have a problem with it. It's just it's a generational thing. I don't it's a hard line for me to try to come into. So it's her trying to reconcile. So then we come back to the IRS scene. Deidre, the IRS lady, comes back. Jamie Foxx come at her. Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis character is charging at her, and she goes back into the hot dog world. And she remember, in the hot dog world, she didn't have fingers because she was pent down, so she couldn't use her hands, but she could use her feet. Um, and that's when they show like when she mastered being able to play the piano with her toes, and
The
how this
power
was.
of the toes. Listen,
Yeah.
You can what instruments can you play with yours, Jazz?
I can definitely do the piano, but the music will sound terrible. And I can write an email, but all of the words will be incorrect.
Oh,
There you go.
well, hey. As long as it's not a professional email, you be straight. So
There
it
we
ain't no
go.
big.
It's all good.
Yeah, I feel you.
And at this point, at this one, she gets after that she falls back. She's on the ground looking up at all the enemies trying to attack her. Then they begin to just lay rounds off on her. They start shooting at her. But she's able to. I don't know what she's able to do, but she don't get shot within that situation. But it kind of she gets one of the bullets hit her head, and it just kind of is shaking there, and then it turns into a googly eye, and then it kind of goes into Wayman saying we just need to be peaceful. We can talk about most of it. It kind of goes into where the googly eyes actually come from.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire thing, it's been him throwing the googly eyes on everything in the actual building, just showing him just being silly and loving. Like that's just who he was, and she finally saw Wayman for who he really was in her situation. Like she felt like he derailed her life, everything when it came to it, but he really was. All he did was try to enhance it the best he could, with
Yeah.
what he had. And she kind of uses her third eye, basically going back to Doctor Strange, huh?
No.
To fight,
Oh.
to fight them in a different way. So Jazz, I know you love that dominatrix scene, huh?
Yeah, I love
The,
how it just comes like out of nowhere. We in
It's
the
like,
movie.
the gimp. She begins to. Which did you guys have a personal favorite in this one? Who she how she attacked these people?
that was
uh
probably my favorite one.
I see. Come on, man.
oh man.
What I'm gonna say, the raccoon? Like, come on,
Nah, I like when she did the perfume with the man. He was like, that's what his wife used to use.
That
I
was
like
that
that.
was that was a super dope
Yeah,
callback.
I like that.
I was like
Yeah,
his face looked familiar, and I'm like, shit, that was the guy
that's
from the.
that's what it
Yeah, that's the
was.
guy.
And then even when you heard it at the beginning, it was like a pointless. Well, you thought it was like a pointless,
yeah.
piece of dialogue, and then it like comes back around. I'm just like, oh, that's what she using. So I thought that was dope. Yeah, that was dope. I ain't gonna lie, Jason. We've been going over the movie. I'm surprised you ain't talk about that fight scene with the butt plugs.
Hey man, you know what? Me and you was in the. I was actually going to say that we actually went past this. So there was a scene
This scene.
in this movie which is fucking wild. So again, in the beginning, Jamie Foxx, not Jamie Foxx. Why do I keep saying Jamie Foxx?
I don't know. You
I
must
have
want to
no
do.
idea.
Yeah, you must want to
Jamie
do
Lee
like.
Curtis is at the office and she's talking about the awards. They're butt plugs. Um, and it actually, so in this scene, it comes back. Evelyn is fighting one of the security guards and one of the guys that came into the building to help keep her off. But they're fighting. They have to verse jump. But the burst jump for them is to jump on the butt plug, and she realizes, that's the weird action they have to do to get their power.
Bruh, that
Jazz, you ain't never,
scene.
Jazz, you never ran and jumped on a dildo before, have you?
Ran and jumped? No, I have not.
I've
Why am
seen
I
some on
refraining?
Twitter. It's kind of crazy how they can attach them bitches to anything now. They're like Spider-Man dicks.
Yeah,
Just
I, they.
mad versatile, right? Just put it everywhere.
I mean, they do have it to where it can go in various places. So they're
Where
making
have
it.
you not put yours yet?
Come on, bruh.
Yeah.
Come on, relax. But this scene was wild because like they're looking like, oh, we got a burst jump, and that's what all of them needed to do. And so just like you gonna put it in, I'm put it in. Let me try to keep you from putting it in. It's just like, all right, who gonna put it in first? So
Nah,
let's
nah,
see.
they was fighting over putting it in. She was trying to keep them from putting it in. They were fighting to get that shit taken care
No, no,
of.
no. Yeah, they wanted to use it so then they could verse jump because when they weren't able to verse jump, the fighting that they were doing
It
was like
wasn't. Yeah.
petty slap boxing. I'm like, oh no, you ain't gonna win doing this. And then you see the big security guard
Bruh.
up in the
When I
air.
seen that, I was like, "What?" Yeah, I was like, "What am I watching right
I was like, oh,
now?"
his boot. Hey, I was like, oh, his booty ready. Like he ready for that. And then with him fighting and it was still in there, I was like, oh, his cheeks tight
But
holding
then,
that
then
in.
the little guy, he went and got a longer one.
Look, you gotta
He
do what
like
you
a
gotta do.
trophy hanging out his asshole.
He had to one
Yeah,
up
that
him, huh?
that one definitely
Can
had
you
me
can you
hurt.
just imagine a motherfucker verse jumping and you woke up and you got a dildo in your asshole? You know how mad I would be.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I,
sure you'd be extremely upset. I might be like, oh,
I was gonna
last
say,
night was wild.
Jay said we had a time last night. That's funny.
Oh, that tequila was hitting.
Hey man, I'm cutting some people waters off if I wake up with a dildo in my butt, bro.
Nah, that was crazy.
Yeah, but just gonna go back to the actual,
Yeah, I just that scene was too crazy for us to just skip over.
It
I see that. I
was.
was like, what is happening right
and then she was able to pull out both dildos to uh
Look,
keep them from attacking.
now? Shout out to her.
Um, and then her, she get after she fights with love. When she fighting the people on the steps, she gives the one guy the guy she turned in to the police. She was able to give him the power to control her within his situation, as opposed to using a Rakakuni to help him get
oh
his
yeah,
raccoon back.
she was
Hmm.
on his
She
shoulders.
Yeah.
she did the dominatrix with the IRS guy, gagged him and whatnot, and he was happy. Look at Jazz, gag
Hey
me.
man,
Yeah,
relax.
And
But now
then go ahead.
when she was on dude shoulders, I was like, Evelyn, you better than me because I'd have been like, look, I'll be your eyes. I would have turned around the other way and like, oh
oh
my bad.
man.
So who else was you gonna mention, Jason?
Oh man. We did say it was gonna be inappropriate, so whatever.
How was she gonna run looking backwards, man?
He was her ass.
He was going to need to be running backwards. I was gonna
Oh.
be the eyes. That's what I'm saying. Now, if he can't run backwards, that's gonna be tough. But see if he can multitask. I mean, shit, if he got a raccoon on his head teaching him how to cook, I'm sure he could. Yeah, he'll be all right.
And after that, we had the scene. Joy and her mom, they finally have their final bout. At the top of the stairs, and that was like crazy. And what you think about this one, Jazz? When they finally had their
When they had their fight scene, when they went from being in the IRS building to being in like an area where it was snowing, I
man,
immediately, you said what?
go ahead.
I immediately thought of Mortal Kombat
Oh,
and the
okay.
fight between Sub-Zero and Scorpion. I was
Yeah.
just like, oh wow. It was like I told y'all and I said earlier, like the scenery, the costumes, the makeup, everything in this film was so amazing,
On point.
neat, creative. Like my mind was blown.
Yeah.
And it was good to see that fight between them. Um, it was what the viewers wanted to see,
Yeah.
but like it was dope.
That's
Yeah,
the
Sis,
whole
what you
thing leading up to. When I
yeah,
first saw the snow thing, whenever I see a snow fight, my main mind goes straight to Kill
Game of
Bill.
Thrones? Oh,
Oh,
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill at the
That's what I got. Kill Bill vibe.
yeah, but
oh,
Game of
okay.
Thrones, I mean, yeah, it's just so many, but Kill Bill is like the first thing I think of. So I was just like, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope how they incorporated all the different scenes. Um, within the actual battle, within that, within the actual fight there.
Yeah.
Um, After the battle, it was the um, all at once, right? That was
Hmm.
the final. We got to finally get to the final scene, right?
Part three, all at once.
All at once.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess we get to the all at once. We finally get to the point of where, because in the beginning, the reason Becky was even at the house was to watch the granddad because Joy was supposed to translate. Um, and like I said, I get at this point, Evelyn is I guess she's finally accepted her daughter, her sexuality because she did introduce Gung Gung to Becky as the actual girlfriend at the party previously, but that still upset Joy because it wasn't, I guess, what she wanted or how she wanted it,
It's
within that,
genuine.
yeah,
Yeah.
within that actual moment. Um, but at this point, we finally get it to where Evelyn she has it all together, where she's accepted her life because the entire time she's been elsewhere because she wasn't happy with the life that she was living, and then she finally got Joy to come with them to the IRS office so they can get their business intact.
Yeah.
But you had
Yeah.
something
That's go ahead, Jay.
And she also got things taken care of with the tax lady Jamie Lee Curtis's character, and they're outside the party smoking vape, so you can see Evelyn fixing all the errors that she made in the
Right.
different universes,
Yeah.
and you realize that, or do y'all think that Raymond was actually her third eye the entire time that she didn't
Ooh.
ever realize? Because when you think about all the things that Raymond did throughout the entire movie that Evelyn was completely shocked with, when he's the reason why they were able to extend their meeting with Jamie Lee Curtis until
Hmm.
that night. And also he is the reason why they were able to extend it the next day, and also her not going to jail, because he's just like, why don't you just talk to people?
Right.
And the entire time you see Evelyn not trying to talk but over talk people or try
Hmm.
to extend it, because when Jamie Lee Curtis said you have until 6, and then Evelyn was like, what about tomorrow? Her husband was like, no, 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 we'll take 6.
Right.
To where it's just like, just meet people halfway and
Right.
have a conversation with them. And
Hmm.
so we didn't see Evelyn do that until the end of the film. So I'm curious if he was her real like third
Third
eye during
eye.
that
It's
whole
kind
thing.
of so. One thing we kind of we didn't like I mentioned all the different circles because throughout the entire movie there's a circle. It's typically black and white circle, but when the movie comes on, it's a mirror. That's the circle.
Hmm.
There's a cookie. Remember they said a cookie can be kung fu. Remember that when Evelyn was fighting with her kung fu lady, she told her a cookie can
Okay.
be kung fu. The cookie Wayman used to make cookies all the time and give them to the IRS lady.
Right.
So it kind of
Right.
comes back to say, what is, like he didn't know how to fight, but he knew how to be a personable person
Yeah.
when it came to it. So just going into what you said, Jazz, it was that he definitely like he did a lot more in that relationship than she could give him credit for. She had to actually
Right.
see it from every other side of it before
Right.
she could actually see it. But yeah, she was, in the beginning she got mad. She was like, she Deidre is targeting Asian people in the community, and you know what he goes and do? Goes and make cookies and gives them to her.
Yeah.
But like I said, but the whole thing, and that is, within that relationship, even though her and Deidre didn't have a great one, somebody did, and that he was able to use that what he has been doing to be able to get them what they need within that
Right.
conversation.
Right.
Get them
To
what they
benefit.
needed to save their businesses because they was about to lose everything
Right.
because she's scatterbrained and he's trying to he's holding it together as best he can as well as his feelings are hurt.
Right.
Like I said, that he wants his wife, he wants his family, and he said just the divorce papers were just to not to really get a divorce, but to make them actually sit down and have the conversations that,
Hmm.
like you said, Jazz, she keeps running. She doesn't like to actually sit down and actually handle those situations or issues.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. So, um, I like how it all came together at the end when you said she was everywhere, like trying to do all of this, and then it goes ties back into the name of the movie. So I'm just seeing that as you guys are talking, like it's opening up. I ain't gonna say it's opening my third act. It's corny, but it's just opening up more, different
The
things
boy
that
got
y'all
a
are saying.
third eye here now.
I mean, hey, nah, but it's definitely looking at it from a different perspective. So that's real dope.
Yeah, nah, this was a super creative movie. Like,
Absolutely.
it's that I watched Top Gun. I did watch that, um, which made me come see y'all guy. I don't know where you guys are as far as with movies, but like as far as what's you guys' top three movies of the year that have released this year?
Mm,
Just three.
Ooh.
man, that's tough because I mean, this would definitely be number one from what I've seen this year. This is, we in July now, almost August, and it's still at the top from when I seen it. So I would definitely say that. Um, man, I don't want to say. I guess I would say Strange as well, but I ain't really like seen a lot of movies that came out this year.
That's what I want to know because I know
Yeah,
I'm more of the movie person. Like I'm typically giving my suggestions to y'all to see
yeah.
what y'all think in that. So for me, um, like I said, I've watched this more multiple times, and like I said, when it Top Gun, it's really good as well. So I think this still is the best movie of the year, by far, easily the best movie that's come out this year. Top Gun would definitely be number two. Um, what something else released this year?
Not Morbius.
I'm trying to see what you're gonna
I
say.
didn't watch. I didn't watch that. So
Yo, Morbius
I'm gonna
is
let you have
fire.
that. No, I can't. I'm drawing a blank now.
You're gonna be mad when I say it too. You're gonna be so mad.
You go ahead, Jazz. I
I'm looking
can't.
forward to this.
What you got,
All
Jazz?
right, so mine, I'll definitely say this. This is definitely number one. And I'm gonna throw Strange in there, and I'm gonna throw the movie X in there that you suggested, Jason. But I
It,
think number three for you would probably be Batman. And it's wild that you didn't even mention
Oh,
it. That's
Batman
what
did
I'm
come out this
saying.
year.
Like
That's
neither one of y'all mentioned
crazy.
Batman, which is I knew Jason was
look,
gonna be
man,
sick.
look. I
Bat,
I
Yo,
watch way too many movies.
yo.
uh,
Like I watch way too many movies.
But
Like for that
Jason,
to not be in it. But that
you got a
definitely
but
Batman
Batman is your guy.
tattoo. Like
that's it.
you
That would have definitely that definitely would be up there. Like as
you
far
would
as
let
what's come
Bruce
out.
do the bending and you didn't even say Batman.
That's
he been let,
wild.
he been let, no, I'm not gonna violate. I'm not gonna violate. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Like Chris would let Bruce do excuse me,
I can't
Jason.
stand her. I can't
Jason
stand
would
her.
let Bruce do the
I
bending and you
can't
didn't
stand
even
her.
say
Shit.
his
Look,
name.
look. My affinity for Bruce in the cow, man. I've relaxed because at one point I was in anybody that mentioned Bruce, I'm on their ass. I'm
Oh, we
chilling.
know.
I'm relaxing. But
This
yes,
time last year, Jason was like, "Man, I sucked Bruce's toes after a fight in the
all
back."
right, Jazz. All right,
Yo, he's
Jazz. All
wildin',
right,
yo.
Jazz. All right, now
No,
relax.
nah, because
That's
Jason
crazy.
had put my business out in 6 episodes.
7, yeah, this 7.
Look,
Yeah, he every
I
episode he
told you
going
I
at
was coming for you. Like, I got that ass this
All
week.
right,
You,
man.
how
Hey,
you forget Batman?
we got
That's
ledges. We got some ledges. Y'all
no.
got some ledges. I'm not playing with her.
Now you want to flip the switch,
I
right?
have no, I have no retorts right now. I'm getting my ass dragged,
yeah.
and beat, and obviously beat. I'm not. I can't say nothing.
I mean, if I'm beating Jason right now, I'm definitely using 2 large black dildos to the head.
Oh, it's getting worse and worse, boy. Yo, Jason, man, you got
If we
fight
had
back, Jason,
sound
fight back.
effects, it would be the gunshot.
Nah, that's
Now
crazy.
watch. Now watch when the edges come out. This shit's gonna have gunshots in it.
Nah, but back to the movie thing. I just remembered another movie, Hustle, came out on Netflix. That would probably be up there for me. I know you liked it.
Hustle was a real good movie.
Hustle
Hustle
was
was a real
good.
good movie. But them three, like they made. I gotta rewatch Batman. But like as far as how they actually did their characters, they finally. You know, look at me, look. I
That's your
know, no,
man's right there.
fuck that, no, fuck that. Sing 2 is my third movie. Fuck that. I'm not playing with y'all.
The safest answer with your child. Oh, that's
Sing
funny.
2 was the best, was the other best movie that came out this year.
Oh man.
But did y'all have any ledges for this movie? I did not. I don't think there was anything
Yeah.
that this movie could have done. It
Man,
was super creative.
if I was Evelyn, I would have just been like, "Let me go ahead and get to this everything bagel," because like fuck everything. Like,
Nothing
I
matters.
mean,
I'm out of here.
I'm just saying. I feel like all of us go through a moment in our life, whether if it's once a month or every other month, to where we just like, man, fuck all of this.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody was to be like, "Look, all of this is bullshit," after a long day at work, and be like, "Come holler at this everything bagel."
Jazz right out there.
I'm getting my bottle of wine out the fridge. Fuck it. Like, I mean, I'm just saying.
Nah, that's real. That's
Because
real.
realistically, I feel like that's what that bagel represented. It's just like, fuck everything.
Yeah.
Like, everything is trash. None of this shit matters.
Yeah.
And you have those moments where you just like, I'm sick of fighting. I'm sick of working. I'm sick of feeling like this. Just like, man, fuck it.
Just
Where
give me
that
a bagel and be
at?
out of here. Yeah. Nah, I feel you.
But,
Nah, I'm with y'all.
Yeah.
I don't have no ledges, man. This is like,
I had an observation though.
oh boy.
What? It ain't nothing crazy. So this kind of hey man, I've said all the crazy shit, and you said the craziest shit this time. So as far as when it comes to like the movie, this kind of it brought me back to like a Christopher Nolan film, like Inception or something. Do y'all think Evelyn really was going into those universes, or do y'all think that was just in her head?
Hmm.
I think she was going. Um. Oh shit.
Because at the end, you know, she's sitting at the table, you know, as they doing the IRS paper, and her
Right.
mind is like, you hear the music playing, and then she's kind of dazed out, like kind of like happy Daisy, like looking, but it looked like she's still
Flipping
playing in
through.
those different universes at the same exact time.
Man.
So I was just wondering, like, did she really do those things she thought she did, or was it more of her just finally coming to a place of acceptance of what she has, what she's done, and where she is in life?
I think when you look at it like that, that's a good way. I think she did though, but I think the whole story, it tied it together with the acceptance. But I think she was jumping through that. The way that you could like that you just say you can interpret it both ways just goes to show how good this movie was. Because
Nah,
Absolutely.
this shit, this
yeah,
movie,
that's fire.
they did the damn thing with this. Like
Yeah,
this shit was, like I said, I rarely rewatch it, but I've watched this bitch a few times.
Same. And I think it was an amazing multiverse movie. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it. And I don't even think this is alleged. I think if
it's
anybody were to watch this and Doctor Strange, they would
yeah,
say this was a way better multiverse movie
easily.
because
Yeah,
of what they were able to bring. You go to another multiverse and you have a different you. But
Mhm.
to have a movie to where you're not physically going, mentally you're going, and then
Yeah,
you're able to get the talents that they
you can
have.
borrow their
yeah,
talents.
Like,
Yeah,
that's crazy to me.
yeah.
So what talent would y'all, and I feel like Jason, this was similar to the question that you asked earlier, but I think the wording was kind of off. Like, what
Okay.
talent would y'all want, or what talent would you want other use in different universes would have that you would take?
So for me, just based on how this movie works, well, based on how I seen in the movie, like it seemed like stuff that she like was really into are the
Hmm.
things that the things that she would borrow. I probably would try to go to the whatever Jason is out there DJing for real. That's the one I would probably tap into.
I can see that.
That's dope.
Yeah, I can see that. For me, it'd probably be kung fu. I feel like that'd be dope. She did that. No, I learning kung fu is fire. I feel like it's just like it's not even just the fighting thing, but I think the whole disciplinary thing and all that ties in. That's something
You
I
don't
would
have
be
to be
interested.
fighting.
Whoever I
The
need
people
to.
that don't pay at the offering at church.
Nah, we keep it peaceful. Nah, nah.
And
I just think that'd be
he might need to. He might run security for Kim Burrell. You seen her wilding this week, going at the church people.
Yo, that video
yeah.
was
That's a
crazy.
crazy video, bro.
When she said, "How long have your broke friends been broke?" and I'm sitting here like, I ain't got none of them. But
Jesse, I
that's
can't relate.
can't.
Nah.
Look, I couldn't relate to half of the stuff she was saying, but that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, nah, she was violent.
She said,
What's
"How
that?
many times you switched your light bill?" and I'm sitting here like,
Out of
wow.
your kid's name to your cousin's name. Is that
Ooh.
PPP loan still going?
Yeah, that was
Power, what's
awesome.
your power, prosperity, and peace? I'm like, man, if you don't get your,
And then she apologized like twice. Like, no,
Like,
it don't, it don't
you might as well
matter.
keep that. Yeah. Nah, that was yeah, she
what,
was
would-
wild.
what talent you getting, Jazz?
Oh, so man, look, I'm gonna say probably like coding for sure. Like if it's another jazz out there that's just out here just coding like crazy, oh yeah, let me get those at least for the
Not, not,
next 2 months.
not
Nah,
swimmer Jazz.
nah, the swimming jazz chill. Look, 2 months, shit, I'm be a dolphin out here. Oh y'all.
The joke's gonna be old there. You can't. Yeah. You
Look,
never why you can, Jason. Yeah.
man, look, I'm gonna give me a video, somebody record me while I'm swimming, come out the water, locks all wet, looking all Baywatchy, but black watchy, like all of that. That shit gonna be wild.
Look at Jazz trying to hurry up and shoot a video and send it to me like my kids do. That's crazy.
You got it all played out. That's funny. Nah, but yeah, no legends for this one. This was
I didn't even
no
see what he
legends.
did.
You're gonna be
Yeah.
your video gonna be you swimming in the pool to myself. Look at me, I can get there from one ten to the other.
All right, yeah, gangster shit.
Jen, she really gonna show
Hey,
you up
look,
now.
I can show you better than I can tell you, my nigga. Believe
Hey,
that.
I'm here for it, sister. I'm here for it, sister. Chris, you said you had like the amazing Link of Thrones, so I wanna see how amazing it is this week.
Oh, okay. So actually, I
That
want
thing
to
was
say
trash,
no,
man.
it's
I
not gonna
wanna,
be trash. It's amazing for me because of what it is. But I want Jazz to go first, just to I
so if
want
she
Jazz to
steal
go.
it, then what happens?
Nah, she not stealing. She not stealing this. I promise you, she not stealing my liquor, bro.
Shit, ain't that
I
many
promise
people
you.
in this bitch we know. So
Oh, it's a lot of people in this movie, but my Link of Thrones will be Gong Gong, aka Dick Name. Real name is James Hong. He was in Big Trouble in Little China,
Oh, okay, that's a good one. I didn't know
and
that.
he was also in The Golden Child. But
Okay, I got to see that one.
yeah,
I didn't know he was in big trouble. Ooh,
yeah, but movies is dope.
Chris, you go ahead, man. You
yeah.
want to go last?
Nah, cause nah, you're not gonna
Yeah,
steal it
okay,
again.
yeah.
But
Go ahead. Yeah, thank you. Go ahead.
is that a threat? What you? Nah.
It is a threat.
Yeah, it is. We gonna ignore that. Mine is Jenny Slate, who is the dog lady in this one. And she's is in Parks and Rec. She was she was in Parks and Rec. That's my Link of Thrones. JC, you good? Did I
I
steal
feel
it?
she. No, I was, like you said, the background, background
Oh
noise.
no, I was
And
hoping
I
I
ain't.
stole. I was hoping I stole your Link of Thrones. But
Nah, nah, nah. I'm going with I'm going with the simplest one. Michelle Yao. Michelle Yao was the lead. She was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, one of the best kung
oh,
fu
okay.
movies that came out 20 years ago. She was the love interest, but if you into kung fu, you into that bloody. That was around the same time Kill Bill was running, so you look at them back to back, you can see some very good similarities. But like as far as a great story and fighting, that's mine. Crouch a Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
I like
I
that.
appreciate none of us picked Jamie Lee Curtis.
I feel like that was too easy.
It
That
was
was
too
just like,
easy.
yeah, because like you said, it's not that many people that, well, you would know, but not like obvious ones. So I feel like everybody would have just the
Yeah.
most obvious Jamie Lee. So nah,
Yeah, and you got the one Jazz always she was shouting out the guy
You talking about
Wayman.
Raymond's
Yeah,
character?
Wayman from being in the Goonies.
Yeah.
That would have been a dope shout out as well.
I mean, but that was one that they pushed a lot when the movie dropped. So I was just like, that seems like it would be no like a common one too. So I was like, nah,
yeah,
let me go for the dad.
I like that. That was a good one.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the this episode. Did Chris, you have any closing remarks or statements on
It's
here?
an amazing movie, man. It's other movies coming out this year, but it'd be hard pressed to top this one for me as far as like my favorite film. This film was amazing. The set design, the character design, the wardrobe, like the shots, the callbacks, everything about it, the story. It was just really, really great. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. It was amazing to me. Jazz, what about you?
You said Chris ate off the plate again, so ain't nothing really left for me to say because Chris covered it. But to say if it was good though, absolutely favorite movie of the year, like hands down.
Yeah,
Yeah, now this was an amazing movie. It's gonna take a lot to top this. From bringing in well-known actors to new actors to actors that are little known, and bringing a creative situation, a creative story
yeah,
that we haven't had before, or have a situation give a different twist to it, because everything right now in Marvel is multiverse, but this was a completely different twist
yeah,
when it comes to using the multiverse.
yeah.
So, for me, yeah, now this is great. This is great. This is episode 7 of the Was It Good Though podcast. Coming from your host, we got Chris over here. We got Jazz. And we have myself as well. Again, we do appreciate everybody who is listening to us week to week. For everybody who has joined our community, if you're interested, please let us know. If you have a movie that you would like us to review for you, please let us know. We're definitely looking to like try to get more engaged with the people who are listening, because we do appreciate that. Just please, we do ask that you please like, subscribe, follow, share with a friend, anybody that's into movies or anything like that. But again, this is What a Good Though podcast, and thank you for listening.
Deuces.